Hello and welcome to another episode of Dear Hollow Heroes.
Wow.
Huh.
I was so ready to get gassed up.
How about this?
I'm in shock.
How about this? Hello and welcome to another episode of Dear Hollow Heroes.
That was better.
One more try?
No.
Hello.
I've become best friends with them.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm festive.
Hello and welcome to Dear
Oh
Hollow
my-
Heroes, everybody.
How many times are you going to say welcome? They know they're welcome. They turned on the show.
Oh my goodness! And as always, I'm here with Meek Man Liam Meekum.
Hi.
And Robespierre Rob Kelly.
I don't want to be here anymore.
I'm just Ben Petrick, and let's get straight into the top story.
Straight into it, or are we going to say welcome for a fourth time?
Let's get straight into the tops. Don't make me keep doing it. All right, so Anthony Edwards in the Minnesota.
Welcome to the top story, by the way.
Anthony
This is the top story. Welcome.
Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves have jumped to an early 2-0 lead over the Nuggets. Jokic has had little to no help from his supporting cast. Ugh, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I could have told you that.
So, and Edwards has been unreal, posting numbers that would fear all of the teams that are remaining in the postseason.
They would be?
They would fear him, yeah. He's been scary. Unless you're the Celtics. Celtics are
I was just confused by your wording.
The Celtics are... Well, I made this script 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
I didn't edit it. So, do we see the Nuggets coming back in the series, or is it already a wrap?
It's going to be tough to go to Minnesota against that defense and beat them.
Yeah, you have to...
In a city where basketball has been terrible for so long.
And they can feel it. Like this is a good...
Yeah.
They have a good shot this year. And Edwards has been unbelievable.
He's been very good, yeah.
And
he's shooting at a high clip, which is what
Cat
I love.
had a great game, too, which
Yeah.
is you don't want to see if you're the Nuggets. And Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray have gone, missing. Where did they go? And I feel like it's been just everything's tallying towards Minnesota just walking through this series. But you can't ever discount Jokic, and the second Murray gets going, who knows?
True,
And
but
it's
I
not-
mean, it's going to be tough against that defense. Go ahead, Rob, sorry.
No, and it's not just that it's Jokic, but it's also, the reigning champs try to go back for another one. It's not like this team is inexperienced. Sure, their players are in a slump, but they can bounce back at a moment's notice. That's something that just is always a possibility. But man, it's not looking good.
It's going
It
to
was
take
bad.
a very nice game plan, I think, to stifle that defense.
Game 1 was a good game, but you always felt like Minnesota had it. In Game 2, it
Was bad.
was bad.
It was really
It
bad.
was
Not
bad.
even entertaining.
Well, actually, Minnesota had the game in the second half. The Nuggets played really well in the first half of Game 1. You got to give them the first half of Game 1, but that's really it. After the first half,
If we're tallying this like a UFC fight, they only
they
won the half.
They won the first round and then just got KO'd for the next They got KO'd every round for the next 3 fights.
How do
so.
you keep getting KO'd in every round?
That's not how a fight works.
You can only get one KO.
They're losing each round.
Yeah, you could have just said they're behind on the scorecards and summed it up.
Pick your battles?
This is your
Us?
Yeah, pick your battles, man.
But it didn't make any
Just
sense.
pick your battles. Just move
I'm
on.
picking-
How
this
are
one.
you going to mess
Move
up and then
on.
blame us?
I pick my battles all the time.
Yeah, me too. I picked this one.
That's pretty funny. I can't discredit that one though. That's pretty funny. All right, so you think you'll take a good game plan? What do you see that game plan being to come back against? The
You got to
Timberwolves?
free up Murray. You got to get him space. Whether that be, I don't know, the screen and roll isn't working. I mean, they're animals. There was nothing open the entire game.
When they trapped Murray at the mid-court line, that was
It's unreal.
defensive beauty.
He can't move. Like he's just sitting there and there's a brick wall. in
But
front
you
of
got to get him. I mean, whether it be screens, whether it be off-ball movement, whether it be drawing up a play or whatever you need to do. But you got to get Murray going because it can't just be Jokic. He's a dimer, but if he's throwing dimes to absolutely nobody, what does it matter?
And Porter Jr. is too inconsistent to rely on.
MPJ has great games and he has horrible games. I mean, he could win you a game this series, but
That's about
I
it.
wouldn't rely on them.
Exactly. And the role players has been a big deal. The Timberwolves have just dominated role player wise. Like the bench has been way better for Minnesota.
I mean, this is also easily the worst matchup that the Nuggets could have ran into in the playoffs.
Agreed. I think that they would have probably beaten OKC in a series, and that what else? Oh my goodness,
Mavs.
they would have
torn apart the Mavs. Their defense wouldn't have been able to withhold.
Yeah, like the Mavs would have.
I mean, even in the Eastern Conference, I think that the Timberwolves are the worst matchup for the Nuggets.
Yeah. Celtics, obviously.
You think?
You can't mess with the Celtics are the best team in the league. So it's
Okay.
just like saying,
all right,
doesn't matter. Like
Fair
they're
enough.
just the worst team to face in general. Like no one wants to face them.
And there's something to be said about just the defense of Minnesota, and then a team playing through an entire season of just defenseless basketball all season long, and then you face a team that is like, no, we are the one who does the defense.
That's what makes me year in and year out surprised that the Mavs get as far as they do. So I always think they're just offense. Wait till the defense.
I mean, how far have they gotten?
That is true.
This is as far as they've gotten.
Yeah, true. Wait, good point. Have they gone to the conference finals?
No.
No, yeah. Lakers. It was Lakers Nuggets last year, which, by the way, is a fever dream. I forget the Lakers even got to the conference finals last year.
Yeah, I thought you said they were winning it this year.
I did. No, I didn't actually. I didn't believe they were going to win the series, but I put a gamble that they would, and the bet did not come through.
Not hit.
Did not hit.
No, it did not.
So I was rooting for them off of money purposes, but I had no faith. All of my hype for the Lakers was a lie. I'm like, they're gonna lose. You know how bad it got? Every game, I was like, how are they gonna blow it? How are they gonna ruin it? But anyway, but back to the Timberwolves and the Nuggets. Jokic is gonna get one. You gotta hope Michael Porter Jr. gets his one, but then where do the other wins come from? Where does 2 more wins before losing twice come from? And just, I don't see it. That's why I think the Timberwolves got it. I think winning game 1 was...
Don't forget, though, Timberwolves are inexperienced. So, I mean, yes, they go home. Yes, they have a great defense. Yes, Anthony Edwards is a great offensive player. But, they haven't been here before. It's not a guarantee, and the Nuggets have.
If the Nuggets get to 2-2, I'm now back to favoring the Nuggets.
Yeah.
But if the Timberwolves just get to 3-1, I think they got it. But let's remember, Clippers were at 3-1 in the bubble, and the Nuggets came back. It is time for the Stat of the Week. It says Quarter of the Week, but it's Stat of the Week time.
Welcome to Stat of the Week.
Welcome.
So, of the remaining players in the NBA postseason, the man that is tied with the most offensive rebounds and is second in defensive rebounds is none other than... Liam, you told me this stat.
Joshua R. Hart.
Joshua Hart, the guard. Or maybe he's a forward. He's like a small forward. He's a guard. A guard for the New York Knicks.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because he's playing 48 minutes a game.
That would do it. That would help.
It's unreal. They have a cool 7-man rotation. Mitchell Robinson, by the way, their center, out 6 to 8 weeks as of yesterday or today. So now they're down to a 6-man rotation. I don't know how they're going to do it.
How did Mitchell Robinson get hurt?
Because he's made of actual real-life glass.
Real life glass.
In Minecraft, when you
He's
put
a
sand in a
paper-mache
furnace,
person.
so in Minecraft, when you put sand in a furnace, you get Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, you know how you can build an iron golem in Minecraft?
Yeah.
They built like a glass golem. And they said just go block shots until you
Go play
die.
for the Knicks.
Until you die. And then we'll rebuild you later. When we get enough iron.
Weird Minecraft reference there, but it works.
But I can't believe it. So he's out, which means
more rebounds for Josh Hart.
not only that, they have one center.
Yeah, Hartenstein's going to have to... I mean, they were playing half a game each.
And now he has to play the full game.
Yeah. I mean, along with the other...
How are the Knicks getting to the finals?
The Villanova boys are also going to play the full game.
How are they getting to the finals?
I don't know. Maybe Precious Achiuwa steps up. Heat legend Precious Achiuwa.
Do they get another piece to just start playing?
Maybe they just get to the point of exhaustion where they end up in delusion and then just keep going.
Maybe someone finally signs Dwight Howard.
That'd be great.
That would
Mid-postseason?
be awesome.
Just right before the championship, just like, yeah, we're
And by
signing
the way,
Dwight
and
Howard.
by the
There
way,
would be-
he balls out. Like,
So there would be two things that I think would be funny. It could either be funny if he, signs to the Knicks and balls out, and they go all the way. But it also could be hilarious after all this time, all this asking, all this trolling. They sign him, and then he puts up an absolute goose egg, and they don't win another game.
you imagine Stephen A. Smith on that?
Oh man,
This is a very bad day.
everyone would be unbearable if they did that.
And you would love it. You would love it.
No, I wouldn't, because I have Brunson in the same league you took all the Lakers.
Yeah. Go SGA, baby. He's my only hope. Do I have anyone else?
No, the Lakers aren't in it anymore.
Yeah, true. So, but I think that's a crazy stat, though. 48 minutes or not, to have all those rebounds. I think it was 26 offensive rebounds total, and he averages like
Pretty good.
11 rebounds. Like, he is on another level. And the effort that you see.
Well, how about Dante DiVincenzo? I mean, he's stepping up. He just hit I don't know if you want to call it a game-winning three, game icing three, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it was the go-ahead three.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's got ice in his veins.
And Josh Hart hit the game winner for.
And Brunson is the
Sixers.
first guy to have 4 40-point games in the playoffs since MJ.
Unbelievable. And they're the only. Well, we also got to remember that they're the only ones playing.
They also got bailed out by the refs
On which game?
this past one.
Oh, the Pacers.
Kickball violation?
Mm.
Maybe
See,
not.
they're kind of getting blessed with their situations and their matchups.
Kind of.
They have a Pacers team that's
Doesn't matter. That all goes through the Celtics.
yeah, of course. I don't see, and the Cavs got beat up, so you kind of just it really kind of is pointing towards the Celtics gonna walk to the final.
Cavs are good at home though.
Who's beating the Celtics anymore?
Who's beating the Cavs?
Who's beating the
How do you
Cavs?
take down the Cavs?
No, who's beating the Celtics? Like
The New York Knicks with the power of friendship and a good sleep
that's the
schedule.
best bet. They have the power of friendship.
The power of friendship in the city of New York.
Yeah, they'll help. I mean, don't get me wrong. The city of New York's probably one of the better places to play. The Garden's is one of the better places to play. But when you're exhausted, how are you going to still
I
play?
mean, they've been doing this all season. He's been playing minutes.
They
like
just
this.
go to the bodega, get a coffee, a bacon, egg, and cheese, and they rally. Just like every New Yorker has always done it.
And then play basketball? Is that what every New Yorker then does?
Yes. What do you think the subway is?
Liam farted.
Whoa!
It's time for the burning questions.
Welcome to Burning Questions.
Well, to burning questions.
All right, so the new NFL rookies have reported to minicamp with all of the new players. Who would you say has the most to prove this summer before fall rolls around? And who has the biggest fight for a starting job right now? In your minds,
A starting job.
who is fighting for a
Easy
starting
answer
job?
is Kirk Cousins.
Really? You think it's going to be a QB controversy? $100 million? QB
The entire time.
Well, no, I'm saying the media and the fans are going to be like that. But this summer, he does not have to fight for a job. He's got it.
Okay. I don't know, man. Maybe he doesn't get kicked out right now, but if he plays bad this season, he's done.
Yeah. But then again,
How about the Steelers?
They,
with, Russ and
Fields?
Justin
Ooh,
Fields.
the Steelers is a good one.
Kick returner Justin Fields.
Yes. No, Russ has got that job too, I think.
I think he does, but again, I think it's done in a year.
We all thought Cam was going to start over Mac
When
year
the
one.
inevitable chance for the terrible Justin Fields comes, because he's more exciting, Russ is done.
You know what they said in the Patriots organization, that if Jacoby Brissett isn't just, blown out of the water by Drake May in training camp, they would actually want to prefer to start Jacoby, stink for a season, and just let him
Maybe
sit for a year, like pull Patrick Mahomes.
The interesting one in the Patriots actually is
Polk,
no.
Baker,
How about Drake May and who'd you guys get? Joe Milton?
the 6th round pick Joe Milton.
That's crazy.
They announced that Brissett and May are guaranteed a spot on the roster. It's going to be a fight between
But
Joe
Milton
Milton.
has a lot of potential.
They're going to fight between Joe Milton and Bailey Zappi
Ooh.
to have a roster spot. And that is a pretty even fight based on what we're looking at right now. Joe Milton should win. But Joe Milton at the same time, because I watched a lot of Tennessee
But he's
games.
going to have to show something in training.
Joe Milton is just a wilder Justin Herbert in a way. Like, Justin Herbert loves to chuck that ball down the field and throw, but he's a gunslinger.
Can we call him a Jameis Winston?
Yeah, that's actually just wild, Justin Herbert. So, yeah, he's Jameis Winston with, that isn't, hilarious all the time.
They both have bad quarterback names.
I don't know.
Drake May's pretty cool.
No, I'm
Joe
talking
Milton's
about
kinda
Milton
dope,
and
too.
Zappi.
Oh.
Milton's
That's
kind
not
of
a
cool.
great. It's not a great
No,
quarterback
Milton-
name.
And
though.
Zappy?
Milton sounds like an old
Bailey
man.
Zappi? Zap Attack?
No, yeah, but like imagine that at like a safety or a wide receiver. It's a better name there.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
better
I
receiver
agree.
name.
It's not a great
He's right.
quarterback.
Yeah, that's a good point. But no, again, I'm sorry that we're talking a lot about Patriots again, but the receiver room is going to be really interesting to see how that shapes up. So you drafted a Polk in the
I
second
think
round.
we have different definitions of interesting
Yes, we definitely do.
because I don't think anybody's going to be good.
But well, thanks, man.
Well,
But,
I'm sorry, I don't believe in any of them.
well, one of them says he can make people that sit in wheelchairs stand up. So we'll see.
Well, that's bold. That's a bold
Very
claim.
bold.
Baker.
Well, just
I'm interested to see. Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna, if we're gonna stay in the Homer discussion, I know our first round pick Gibbons. He has a shot to become a starter, but I just know that our defense runs deep, and it's gonna be a bit of a fight there.
Well, you aren't too heavy at corner right now.
Yeah.
I know
you
we
have
aren't too heavy
do you
at
still have
corner, but we
Humphrey?
have a lot of people who just shift around positions in the
Yeah.
offseason. That's happened a lot on the Ravens.
So
So
I don't know that much about Wiggins, but
Did you keep Humphreys? Marlon Humphrey?
I think he's still a free agent technically.
I thought he was on the roster. I don't actually know.
I don't either. You never think about him. He's like kind of the forgotten guy.
Well, no,
that's
he's a
like-
good
but
player.
he's really
I just-
good.
I haven't heard anything.
Who else is an interesting? The running back competition in Baltimore is gonna be
What
crazy.
I want to see is
kidding.
if the Kansas City receiver was it
Worthy.
Worthy, right? Is he going to pan out, or should the Bills have drafted him? Like, that could be a huge mistake for the Chiefs. Could be a huge mistake for the Bills.
Yeah, as a Bills.
I'm very interested. I didn't see it. I don't think speedsters have a very good track record in the NFL. You look at John Ross, you look at guys like that. The smaller speed guys, sure they have Tyreek.
Yeah, Tyreek was the
does
one that
so
worked.
much more.
Yes.
Tyreek was the one that worked out.
He was, but it doesn't happen often.
Even Jalen Waddle, you're not 100% sure he's worked out. Like you're not.
He still has games where he goes completely silent.
Exactly.
If you have good discipline on your defense, you can take down a speedster.
I've always wondered if the Chiefs are going to have a good offense again, because you got to look at it. They have Worthy, they have Rice, and they have Hollywood Brown. If Worthy works out, that is a really good receiving core. And
Yeah, you're right.
And Kadarius Toney is now, who was last year's number 1, is now your bench receiver.
But it's also Hollywood Brown. It's also a second-year Rashee Rice, and it's also a
Who
speedster
just got
we
out
don't
of
know.
serious offseason problems.
Yeah, and it's also exactly. Do we even know if he's going to be there?
I think he will. I'm pretty sure he's going to be there. I think he's it's football wise, he's ready to go. I think
Just killing a woman, maybe not.
maybe not. Yeah.
Oh, so
Allegedly.
you don't know if he's going to be there.
For now, he's going to play. Let's see.
Allegedly.
What happens. He could leave after week 2.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
With that receiver room, man, we could see Kadarius Toney still getting some time. I don't know.
We can still see him at number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably with one injury, he's number 1. Yeah.
I mean, I listen. Even when he was a Raven, I didn't think Hollywood Brown was that great. I liked him, but
he was really good.
there
in
were a lot of
Arizona.
holes in his game.
He was really good in Arizona, but
He was good.
I'm interested to see how the Chiefs' offense shapes out. And there was one more. I think it was QB. Well, obviously, we want to see how Caleb Williams plays. Oh, but Jaden Daniels. I want to see if he's even, if he's going to translate to the NFL.
I think he's going to be good.
Some
I
people
think
say he's going to be horrible.
I think he's going to be good for about 2 years, and then it's going to get scary.
one injury, it's going to be just the beginning of the end kind of thing.
And I'm not rooting for it. I really am not. But, we've seen quarterbacks like this before. What?
That was a crazy dunk by the Mavs. I don't know if you saw that.
Was it Derek Jones?
Yeah.
Because that guy's actually nuts.
It sent OKC the free throw line.
Yeah, I don't know how that is. It's got to be a foul.
Yeah. Well,
anyways.
Thanks for the points.
Totally forget where I was going with this. Oh, we've seen quarterbacks like this on the Commanders before. RG3.
And that's why
he was great. And then he wasn't.
You know what's crazy to think? That they drafted 2 quarterbacks at that time. They drafted 2 number 1 quarterbacks in that one draft, RG3 and Kirk Cousins.
They did.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Drake May and Joe Milton. Alrighty, so let's go to the next burning question. Superstar MLB players have been playing horrendously to start. Let's talk about Aaron Judge, Ronald Acuna, Corbin Carroll, Bo Bichette, Pete Alonso, and many more. So who do you guys think should people be the most worried about, and who do you guys think people should be the least worried about?
Corbin Carroll is not a superstar. He was a rookie last year.
That's what I was just gonna go there. He's still a sophomore. Let's cool out on that.
He's a star in the league though. He
Not
went
a
to the
superstar.
World.
You said superstar. You
He
can't.
went.
okay.
He was the face of the team when they went to the World Series.
I mean, but that one we could have been like, all right, could have seen that coming.
Yeah, it's a sophomore slump. Like it
That's what
has a
happens.
name in sports.
That's what happens.
Okay, all right, but he's playing horrible. Like he's playing the worst of them all.
It happens.
Okay.
Now with the other ones you brought up, with ones like I want to say with Acuna specifically,
He's playing the best of the worst.
I think it's more now than ever that pitchers are realizing that they can pitch around Acuna more. He does expand his strike zone, but the thing with pitching around Acuna is, well, at least this guy's not going to get us on this lineup. But you still got a great 8 through 9 or 2 through 9 on that lineup that'll just bang. And you say, all right, we don't have to pitch this one. And they're giving him less competitive pitches, less pitches to actually hit. They're playing more with the corners, and he wants to hit, so he's going to go after those pitches.
Which is kind of almost the Judge problem. Because he does expand the strike zone. He does strike out a lot. But he's got a good lineup behind him.
That's not really what Judge's problem is.
What's his problem?
Judge, especially in the last 2 weeks, has been a lot of just misses.
So he's striking out.
No.
No.
He's not striking out. That's actually a thing. Like he's not striking out.
He's
He's
line outs,
play?
pop outs, round outs.
He's just missing. He's missing the ball. So his problem is completely different to Acuna's. That actually similar on the pitching standpoint, but he's dealt with that more. He's just now realizing that they're going to they're kind of like dealing with him a little bit more. I don't know how to word it. It's just kind of like
I'm very confused.
he's just missing. He's just missing.
So problem with Judge, right? Consistently gets low pitches called strikes on him, and he recognizes that, and he doesn't want to strike out on those because it's just a stat. He has the most strikes called, below the knees out of anyone in Major League since he came in. Because he's 6'7", and it's
a really tough strike zone to navigate.
Yeah, it's a really tough strike zone, especially if you're going to go from someone who's short like Juan Soto to Aaron Judge, back-to-back players.
Yeah.
It's hard for the umpires to actually expand their zone and adjust, and so they're just going to call those strikes. And he doesn't want to strike out on those. And so he's going for those, and those are the ground outs. And then, they're not necessarily pitching around him, but they're dotting the corners, and he's just getting under them. And a lot of the best week, more specifically, he's looked a lot better, a lot more line drives, a lot more good contact, a couple of home runs. So I think, the thing especially with all of these guys is they're going to find their stride. It's a long season.
I wouldn't say all. But
I'm most worried
I think
about
with at least those two, they will.
Those two definitely will.
Yeah.
Those two are.
I'm most worried about Pete Alonso. I think this is going to be something that not many Mets fans are going to like, but I don't get why they defend him so much. He does not hit at all. He strikes out an unbelievable amount of times. He barely puts the ball in play. He hits a lot of homers. Cool. That's great, but he hits 200, if not less than that. He cannot put the bat on the ball, and he is just not a good hitter. He's a great power hitter. He is the modern-day Chris Davis right now, in my opinion. He's the modern-day Chris Davis from the Baltimore Orioles, and that's all he is, which is not bad. But everyone's hailing him as this, like, he's going to be the guy for the Mets. He's going to break all these records. He's not going to break any hit records. He might break home run records.
Don't expect him to break hit records.
Don't expect.
He's the home run guy.
But that's all he does. That's not going to help you. Not going to help you at all.
I'm sorry.
I don't know about at all.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, but if you put up 40 to 50 home runs every year, that helps a team. Because he's going to draw walks because people are like, I'm not throwing.
But he's not walking either. He's barely walking. His stats do not show many walks. His on base is horrendous. They pitch to him. And if they miss and throw a hanging slider, he bombs it. So if you don't throw a hanging slider or a fastball right where he wants it, if you don't do that, you're going to get him out. That's it. That's how he bats. And then you add Lindor, who's slumping, who finally broke out of it.
Don't you start on Lindor.
He did finally break out of it.
Are you a loyal Lindor fan?
Yes.
So if if Lindor doesn't hit, and you have Alonso who does what he does, your offense is just gone. You don't have an offense. You rely on Lindor now because Lindor needs to drive all the runs home with his doubles. He can't because you're just banking on Pete Alonso to hit a home run. That is not how you should run an offense, and we've learned that from the Orioles in the 2010s. We've learned that from the Yankees for 5 years, breaking all these home runs. They don't hit for average, but my goodness, do they always have the league lead in home runs. They couldn't win a ring ever because the bats do eventually go silent when all you are is home run or bust. Because if you slump, you do nothing. Look at Joey Gallo. Yeah, but he does nothing when he slumps.
That was a team constructed that way.
Exactly, but I'm saying...
The Mets are not.
They're not. But you're looking at this problem. Do you really want that every day if you want to win a championship?
You need that guy. You need at least one
to
guy.
To never hit besides a home run. What if he goes cold? Then he's useless. He's useless, and he's not a great defender.
Then he carries you.
Then he hits you 2 more home runs. He's not going to carry you to a championship.
Why not?
And something I do want to say about Pete Alonso is we're just talking about one side of the ball.
If he hits like this.
No, I wasn't saying anything.
Of course, if he starts hitting for average. Sorry. I wanted to finish my point. Continue.
We were talking about one side of the ball. Pete Alonso, though he doesn't look like it, is one of the better defensive first basemen in the Major League Baseball. It's hard to see. Sure, from the looks of it, it doesn't look like he is. He grades out as one of the best first basemen defensively in Major League Baseball, and that counts for a lot.
If I name 15 players, 15 first basemen, you can say that you think that 7 of them, Pete Alonso is a better defender than.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not going to do that, but
good.
I'm just going to believe you, but okay.
And listen, you have a good first baseman who will get you 40 to 50 home runs every year. You take that. You put people who hit around him, you put him in the 4-hole, and you just hope it works out.
This is my problem. Again, we've watched this numerous times with teams. It never works because that guy is up in a serious situation and he strikes out. Where you need a double, where you need a single, in a big game, he strikes out. Because he's not going to always hit the home run. A home run is a less than 10% probability, and you're putting him up where you want a 30% probability to get a hit, and he can't do that.
But Ben, you're arguing that he's invaluable. He's not invaluable.
When he goes cold, if he hits the way he's been, if he goes cold, he's invaluable.
And if he gets hot, what happens?
He hits a couple more home runs.
Then you look like an idiot. So you have to play the middle ground.
The middle ground isn't good.
The middle ground is a lot of home runs.
Yes, the middle ground is a lot of home runs.
I'm not saying,
but that's it.
I'm not saying he's the greatest player, but he's not invaluable.
But you're looking at it as if, but he hits a lot of home runs. But at the same time, he hits barely over 200. That's not going to help you at all. Because there's going to be high leverage moments where you need that hit. Let's look at players that are iconic. You got to look at Juan Soto. When you need a hit, a power hitter, he'll just get the hit. Aaron Judge will just get the hit. Ronald Acuna will just get the hit. Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani will just get the hit. They won't have to hit it over the wall. They'll just get the base hit. Pete Alonso's not that guy for you.
People have made careers doing this. And listen, dude.
On steroids.
No. Players have made careers hitting just home runs. Joey Gallo, like you mentioned, is still in the league. He is still playing.
And how do we?
He is at the
but
worst
let's
end
look
of
at.
this.
But let's look at how we hail him.
Kyle Schwarber.
Kyle Schwarber does get base hits.
But you love Schwarber.
But let's look at it like this.
He's a
How do we hail Kyle Schwarber and how do we hail Joey Gallo? I mean, we do value Schwarber more, but Schwarber has shown he can show up in the postseason, so can't hold that too much. So let's go to Joey Gallo and Chris Davis, who have made careers this exact way. How do we hail them? They're just doing that. Pete Alonso is being hailed as this great player when he should be hailed like Joey Gallo. Like, that's all he does. He just hits home runs.
You need to watch more Mets games, my friend.
I'm stuck watching a ton of them, actually. But all right. Let us know what you guys think in the comments, because we're not going to get anywhere with this argument. All right, guys, it is time for Game Time. Now, what is Game Time this week? Well, I got a special surprise for you guys. What I have to say is...
It's very concise off the bat.
Yeah. I love history, guys. I love it. I love history.
History or history?
And I love the history.
I didn't want to interrupt him again.
History or what?
History
I
guys.
love history, guys.
You got it type?
You mean historical figures, Ben?
I love historical things and people. So, I thought it'd be fun to do a Jeopardy style game, as you can see on the TV right here. A Jeopardy style game of,
How is this going to be scored? That's all I need to know.
well, it's Jeopardy.
Jeopardy.
It's Jeopardy.
Okay.
It's 100 through 500.
With you, I don't know. Am I going to end up with negative 36?
You could. Because if you're wrong, you lose 500.
Okay.
That's how Jeopardy works. You
That's
ever
Jeopardy
watch
works.
Jeopardy?
I
So,
watch Jeopardy.
Okay.
of course, as it said, the more points you ask for, the harder it gets. And they go by categories of Category 1, 1920s to 1960s.
That's such a massive
Category
time.
2, yeah, but there's not much like that's somewhat knowable. The 500s are really hard. I'm not sure you guys even know half of them. The second category, 1970s to 1980s. The third category, the 1990s. The fourth category, the 2000s and the 2010s. And the fifth category, the 2020s.
This is going to be brutal.
This is going to be brutal. And it's from all three sports, so you don't know if you're going to flip a baseball, a basketball, or a football question.
I take it we're using the buzzers for this?
No. What we're going to do is we're just going to go back and forth to make it more civil. So,
So only one of us can answer per flip?
yeah, just one at a time. So
When
like
have
you
we
get
ever been civil?
true. But if you answer, you get it wrong, you just have to live with it. It says turn. That's how we're going to do it. Sound good?
And if we both get it wrong, we just move on?
If he gets it wrong, do I get a chance to answer it? The answer is yes.
Sure, yeah, that'll make it more fun. All right, so because who won last game time?
Not me.
I
It was
do.
you.
It was me. Okay, so who lost? Oh, you. Okay, so Liam, you get to go first by default because you didn't win or lose. All right, so Liam, which category? Can you see it on the TV?
No, can I look at your laptop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which category would you like?
Give me the 2020s for 100.
All right, the 2020s for 100. Who has won the most MVPs so far this decade in all three sports? Who has won the most MVPs in this decade for all three sports? There are, I believe, 2 correct answers, but there's one that I'm 100%.
So this is 2020 to 2024.
2020 to 2024. I have one written down, but I think there's another one that you could say.
Nikola Jokic.
And for the first point, it would go to Liam, Nikola Jokic. I'm not sure when he won his first, but that's why I was like, it could be Ohtani as well.
When did Rodgers win his?
Rodgers won his in 2020 straight up, and that was the last one he won.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
All right, so Liam, you are at 100 points.
But I don't control the board. It goes back to Rob.
It goes right back to Rob, yes.
I'm going to go 1920s to 1960s for 200 there, Pat.
1920s, 1960s, 200?
Yeah.
All right. Averaged 40 points per game in the 1964 postseason and would later become the logo of his sport. Who is this person?
Will Chamberlain.
No.
And you can opt not to guess, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Jerry West.
And for the points, it is Jerry West.
Okay.
All right. So, Liam, that's 300. And Rob, that is a negative 200.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
All right. So, Liam, you are up.
Give me 2020's 200.
Okay. Who won the most championships in the 2020s?
Oh, man.
I think I'm going to make this a little more difficult. You have 10 seconds to answer. Actually, for 500.
I got to go through every sport here. You got to give me more than 10 seconds.
All right. If it starts to
And
become
we're calling this the big three, right? Basketball,
yeah, they're all basketball,
football.
baseball, and football. Yeah, NHL is not a part of this.
Okay.
I'm sorry, NHL fans, but we don't know NHL enough to compare with these.
Chiefs.
And for the points, it is the Kansas City Chiefs. So Liam, you're up to 500. Rob, you're at negative 200. All right, Rob, what do you got?
I'm going to go with 1990s for 300, Pat.
1990s for 300. Drafted by the Falcons, but won the Super Bowl for another team in 1996. Who is this player?
Do we get the position?
No. This one is a very well-known player. And what I can give you is that the 1996 team that lost are the Patriots.
That doesn't help me. I'm going to go with...
You don't have to guess.
I know, but I feel like I should. Yeah, I'm not guessing. I have no idea. I was just going to throw out a random name.
Liam?
I'm going to say I'm probably not going to guess, but I'm going to use my full time here. I was thinking it can't be... So the other team that won was the Patriots, or the team that lost was the Patriots.
Yes, in that 1996 Super Bowl.
In that 1996 Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm going to pass.
You're going to pass? Are you guys ready for this one?
Yeah.
The player is Brett Favre.
I knew it.
So was he drafted and traded in 1996? Or was he drafted?
I think he was traded that exactly.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that story, but I knew he played for the Falcons.
Okay. All right, so, Liam, you are up.
2020's 300.
SGA was a part of a trade that helped the Clippers get...
Oh, man.
Who did the Clippers get when they traded? Because SGA was once a Clipper.
Paul George.
And for the points, it is Paul George. Liam, you are now up to 800. Rob, you are up.
2010s for 100, Pat.
2010s for 100. We all know that the Patriots were down 28-3 in the third quarter, but what was the halftime score?
That's a 100?
Yeah.
That's tough. That's a really tough question. You're a Pats fan.
28-3 in the third quarter. I'm going to say it was... Let me just do some quick math in my head, some mental... No. Don't say words.
I would let me talk.
You know what? I'm going to go with 21-3.
And for the points, it was 21-3.
Wow.
Tom Brady threw a pick six to Robert Alford right at the buzzer at the halftime marker.
The GOAT.
Robert Alford would then go on to drop a pick to let Julian Edelman make that crazy catch. So, Liam, you are up.
Let's keep going.
All right. 400 2020s. Second most passing touchdowns since 2020. It is not going to be the person that's first. And that makes it more difficult because you can't just go, all right. Who had the second most passing touchdowns since 2020?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
I know. It's just difficult enough to just stump you.
He's literally rubbing his hands.
Dude, he looks excited.
He's so happy.
I saw him out the corner of my eye. He looks excited.
He's so proud of this one. He's quite literally rubbing his hands together and smiling for those who aren't watching.
See, I'm not even 100% confident on who's first.
Yeah, that's what makes it more fun because I don't think any of us know who's first. I just know who's second.
Is this postseason included?
I don't believe so.
That doesn't help me.
Based on the number I saw, I don't think so.
Patrick Mahomes.
No. Rob, do you want to steal?
I'll steal. And I think
That's a killer, man.
that is.
You lost half your points.
It's all right.
I'm trying to.
Rob could come right back into this one.
I'm just trying to think who's had, not necessarily just great years, but consistent playing time since 2020. It's hard to throw it out there. I'm just gonna go with Josh Allen.
That's what I was gonna say.
And for the points,
That's what
it is Josh Allen.
I'm sick to my stomach.
Let's go.
That's
Should have just
awesome.
trusted my boy.
My thought process when I
knew-
heard that question was, all right, Patrick Mahomes is number 1. It's probably Josh Allen number 2.
They
That-
were 1 and 2. Right?
That question went exactly how I wanted it to go.
Yeah.
The only way it would be funnier is if Rob said Joe Burrow. Then I think that is the funniest way for this to have gone.
Joe Burrow hasn't been in the league long.
Because the list is so obvious.
Yeah.
But I was like, just throwing second is gonna throw them a loop. Is perfect. All right, so we got.
I'm gonna go 1970s to 1980s for 100, Pat.
Okay. Who is the infamous defensive tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 1970s?
Okay.
Loves Coca-Cola.
Loves Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can I name Can I name any defensive tackle in Pittsburgh in the 1970s? Because that's how this is phrased.
There was only one.
There was only one.
Yeah.
One.
Yes, you can. Joe Scott.
Paul Bunyan.
No.
Okay.
What was that, dude? All right, Liam.
Angry Joe Green.
No.
Yeah, Mean Joe Green.
Okay.
You think I was going with angry? His name was Joe. I got the name right.
Is this showing it on the TV, by the way?
No.
Really?
Black.
That's a bummer.
It's not.
It's not?
No, it's
So all this effort for nothing? All right, whatever.
I'm enjoying. I'm actually
No, it's
having,
like an actual Jeopardy screen.
I'm having
that
a
we get
really
to
good
see.
time.
All right, so that was Rob. So now it's up to Liam.
You might as well finish the row.
Yeah, I just finished the round.
All right.
All right,
Do
so
it.
2020s for 500. Who hit the second most homers in the 2020s? Who has the second most home runs in the 2020s?
Pass.
Pass?
See, this is a great question. And, the home run list since 2020 is an insane list.
It's so close.
It is.
There's no way I would
the
take a crack at this.
The top 10 are all right next to each other.
Mm-hmm. And what I think happened versus what I'm gonna say. I think it's Aaron Judge.
I'm so sorry, Rob. It is not Aaron Judge. He's number 1.
Is it Ohtani?
You're going to laugh at this one. Number 2 is Pete Alonso.
Wow. I mean, who would have ever guessed that?
Yeah, that was so perfect. You as we're
So was the first Pete Alonso just a bit?
Nope. I actually believe that. But what's so funny is that's the answer. So funny.
He's right by Aaron Judge.
Oh, Aaron Judge has 44, I think. No, not 44. Aaron Judge has like 144. He has like 139. It was like wildly close. But remember, Aaron Judge was hurt for like a
That's why I
season
guessed
and a
him
half
at second.
All right, I can't talk more about Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
All right, so I was so happy because that was the last question I made too, and I was like, as we're arguing, I'm like, I cannot wait. All right, so it's you, Rob.
I'm gonna go with 1920s to 1960s for 100, Pat.
All righty. In 1927, there was a home run race with Babe Ruth, and this player only hit 47, while Ruth hit 60.
Lou Gehrig.
It's got to be.
Easy money. Lou Gehrig is correct. Lou Gehrig went on a cold streak to end that season. All right.
I went on a cold streak to end his career.
You're messed up, dude. I almost want to reduce your points for that. All right. Give me a category. And
2010s, 200.
2010's 200. What year did Barry Bonds hit 73 home runs?
Pass.
2004.
All right. It was 2001.
Ah.
I thought 2004 too. I actually had to fact check myself. I'm like, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I was thinking 2004. Yeah.
He has so many different MVP seasons. I just picked one.
All right, Rob, back to you.
1990s for 100, Pat.
1990s for 100. Went to the championship game 4 times, but got 0 wins. Who is this team?
Team?
Yeah, this team went to the championship game 4 times this decade.
Oh, is this the Bills?
Yes, it is the Buffalo Bills. All right. Right back to where we started. All right, Liam, back to you.
90s for 2.
90s for 2. What year was the MLB strike?
Come on, man. Pass. I don't know.
I'm also going to pass.
It was in 1994.
I was between 1994 and 1996, and I'm already in the negatives. And
I hate to guess the year questions. I can never get them.
All right, so.
Because there's so many years.
There's so many years.
Back to you, Rob.
You mean 2000, 2010s for 400, Pat.
400. Daily double. This is for 800 points.
I love his stupid clap.
A callback to that episode. All right, so if you can get this, you get 800 points. But if you could just give me one, I'll give you 400 points. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Just get one, you get 400
Can
points.
I object?
What?
Do I get the same opportunity if he only gets one?
Yeah, if he messes up one, but you can get the other 2, I'll give you 400 points.
How about I just get one after he gets one?
No. Just go with it. Rob, can you? Let's see if Rob can get them, then we'll discuss afterwards. All right, so you have to give me the Super Bowl MVP, the World Series MVP, and the NBA Finals MVP for the 2018-19 season. So they won all of these awards in 2019.
In 2019. Okay,
one guy did all of these things?
That's impressive.
No.
Okay, I'm going to start off with the one I know. World Series MVP was Steven Strasburg for the Washington Nationals in 2019.
That is correct. You do get the 400 points for that.
Okay. And then Super Bowl MVP 2019, Tom Brady. Or was that the Edelman year? I'm going to go with Tom Brady. I feel like.
And who's your NBA Finals MVP?
NBA Finals MVP 2019, year before the bubble. Giannis.
Incorrect. So, Liam, with a chance to win 400 points yourself, can you give me the Super Bowl MVP and the NBA Finals MVP?
Or the Finals MVP.
What? No, both. You have to give me both.
Do I lose points?
No.
I think you're right about the team. Did the Bucks win that year?
If the Bucks won that year, I would have gotten that one right. Because they...
Maybe not.
No,
I'm not going to tell you if you got one or the other right. I just wanted to make sure you got one.
Super Bowl MVP.
But if I got all 3 right, you would have told me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's try Edelman and Giannis.
Edelman's correct. It was Kawhi Leonard. The year before the bubble was the Raptors ending the Warriors' historic run, even though the Warriors will go right back to it in 2022. But no, it was Kawhi Leonard. All right, so that was Rob. Back to you, Liam.
300.
300 for 2000s, 2010s. Who won 5 MVPs in these 2 decades? This player won 5 MVPs. The 2000s and 2010s.
Peyton Manning.
It was Peyton Manning. That is correct. All right, so now back to you, Rob.
You mean 1990s for 400, Pat?
1990s for 400. By the way, the current score, Liam is at 800, Rob is at 100. Who's the starting point guard on the Bulls in the 90s? Just give me one. There's one very obvious one. There's only one starting point guard for the Chicago Bulls in the 1990s.
Steve Kerr?
That is correct. Steve
Was that a shooting
Kerr.
guard?
Michael Jordan was the shooting guard.
Okay. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. What?
I could have sworn Steve Kerr was a shooting guard.
Then what position did Dennis Rodman play? Center?
Power forward?
Yeah, then where was Scottie Pippen?
I don't know.
the 3.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously.
Okay.
I don't know the rotation. He could have been the second shooting guard.
How are they on the court all the time together?
I don't know. They could have moved Jordan to the 3.
We weren't alive during the 90s.
Rodman to the 5.
That makes him a point. It makes him a point guard for the Bulls in the 90s.
Okay, all right.
All
I
right.
don't care.
So, Liam, you're up.
200.
200 for 1970s and 1980s?
Is there?
All right. So, what team did the 85 Bears beat in the Super Bowl?
Oh, Bears.
Yeah, thank you, Rob. Right in my ear. That helps.
Thank you.
Super Bowl shuffle. Who are they shuffling on?
I don't know.
It was this team's first Super Bowl appearance, just to get absolutely dominated by the Bears.
I'm going to have to pass.
I'm passing.
It was the first Super Bowl appearance by the New England
Wow.
Patriots. They got absolutely demolished.
A lot of Patriots questions here.
I think that's it. All right, next question.
1920s to 1960s for your 300, Pat.
All right, 1920s, 1960s. Yeah, do what he does. He asked the question perfectly. All right, who was the best running back statistically throughout this time? By a landslide. The greatest running back all the way to 1969. Who's the greatest running back ever?
You know, I think it's fitting because he passed recently. The juice is loose. O.J. Simpson.
No.
Okay.
Huh.
I was feeling confident with that one. I'm not going
I'm
to lie.
surprised. Jim Brown.
Jim Brown. That was Jim Brown.
Oh, I thought he
I
played
can't
in the 70s.
believe you wanted to use this as an excuse to bring up O.J. Simpson. All right, so, Liam, back to you.
2010s 500.
2010s for 500. Who was voted as the most charitable person in Baltimore in 2012?
Do you know?
It's just a really funny question.
I thought you started cackling because you knew. You just got me so stressed out.
Who was voted as the most charitable person in Baltimore in 2012?
Dude, I have no idea.
Pass?
Yeah.
Rob?
I'm too far in the hole to pass.
This could be a bit.
It could be a bit, but it could also just be Ray Lewis.
It was Ray Rice.
No!
It was Ray Rice.
Why?
I loved the
Ray
segue.
Rice in there?
I'm so happy you picked
Why'd
this
you
question.
throw Ray Rice
After
in
the
there?
O.J. Simpson thing, I'm like, oh my god, it'd be so funny to go straight to the Ray Rice question.
I think the Mavs are within 1, if I saw that right.
Yes.
They were just down like 12 or something.
Yeah. Back to you, Rob. Rob, yeah. And by the way, the score is now 1,100 to negative 300.
1970s to 1980s for 400, Pat.
Alrighty. The Lakers and the Celtics faced off 3 times in the finals through these 2 decades. Who won 2 of the 3 rings?
Celtics.
No.
I'll take the Lakers.
It was the Lakers. I'm sorry, Rob. That's a bummer. All right, so now is back to Liam.
The 3.
300 for 19. You have to say the category.
300. Pat.
1970s to 1980s. Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar created this nickname for their team. What was the nickname for their team?
You should so know this right now.
Come on. Audio, dude. 5, 4.
The Dream Team?
No.
Wait. Okay, I thought you were about to skip it because it's the Showtime Lakers.
It is the Showtime Lakers.
I was between 3. That one, and the...
Watching that Tom Brady roast last night, they name dropped it like 4 times.
I was also thinking Lake Show. I don't know.
A 600-point swing. Now it is 1,200 to negative 400.
Let's go. Give me 1920s and 1960s for 400, Pat.
All right, this is where it gets real fun for you guys. How many rings did the Boston Red Sox have to this point?
2.
No.
Pass.
5.
Would have never have guessed 5. Thought it was going to be much lower.
All right, for these last 3 500 questions, I want to make things interesting because it is a 2,000-point switch here. It is 1,200 to negative 800. You can't pass anymore.
Yeah, you got to guess.
You
I was
got to
going to guess either way.
You have to guess from here on out. You cannot pass.
If it wasn't the Red Sox question, I would have guessed on that.
All right, so here we go. Who we're going to lead off with? Liam.
Yes, it's Liam.
Liam.
I know it's really hard to remember between the
90s.
two of us.
Who won the World Series in 1993? That's so lame of a question to lead off with, especially for you. Who won the World Series in 1993? I'm not sure if this one was the one that it was a walk-off. I think there could have been a walk-off.
Okay, stop giving me hints because you're only giving Rob hints.
Oh, yeah, good point.
See, the look in your eyes told me it wasn't the Yankees.
Do you know, Rob? You're pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure.
He's got an answer.
I have an answer. Well, that's the right one.
Braves.
No. Rob?
Okay.
He was like, that was my answer.
No, I was hoping it was, I wasn't sure it wasn't the Braves, but I wanted him to say it so I could, really knock them out.
The Braves got good in the late 90s.
So I'm going to go with... It's tricky. This is actually really tricky to think about. So it's not the Braves. I know a couple of teams who it's not, which is really unhelpful. Unhelpful for many different reasons. Because it is the Arizona Diamondbacks.
The answer is... I never put the answer down. It's the Toronto Blue Jays.
Huh.
Okay.
All right, so... Jeez, I'm wrong. 700 to negative 1,300.
Yeah, we're really smart.
All right, next up.
Give me the 20s and 60s for 500, Pat.
Good luck. This is by far the hardest question. There's going to be no negatives to this question. I'm not taking
No. Take the points away.
Okay.
We're not stopping
Good
now.
luck. A Syracuse running back who died after being selected first overall by the Washington Redskins, but then traded immediately to the Browns. Who is this all-time running back for Syracuse?
Now, did he die before or after he was traded?
After.
Okay.
What team is he known for?
He barely got into the NFL, so Syracuse.
Oh, man.
He was going to play...
Wait. Stop. Because I have an answer. Because this is, after reading it out, I know a good time period for this. And this was Runny McGee fastball.
I'm going to go Carmelo Anthony.
You're both wrong. You both don't know the answer. It is Ernie Davis.
Interesting.
All right.
There's a whole movie about him.
All right.
Cool. Good for him.
All right, and the final question.
I think I'll take the 5.
Yeah. What team won the most World Series titles in the 1980s? Can you speak? We have the dead air, dude. Come on, speak.
Well, I'm thinking you can speak instead of chugging your water like a fish.
Gulp.
The 80s were...
That was a time, man.
Yeah,
the 80s were a time, man.
Because you got to think of some... there were some great
Cardinals.
World Series out there.
No. And Rob.
We're both going to finish in the negatives.
Both finished in the negatives. And who won the most World Series in the 1980s? I'm going to go with the Dodgers.
And for the points, it will be Rob winning that one. It was the Dodgers, and they only won 2. They're the only team that won more than 1.
Huh.
So, a final score. Rob coming in at second place with negative 1,300 points.
Woo!
And Liam winning the game at a whopping negative 300.
Doesn't feel like I won.
Just be glad you didn't play against me in this game.
Technically,
You also made the questions.
I feel like in history in general, though, I'd win.
Okay. We can do it next week.
Rob, do you want to make the history questions?
Well, I was thinking about making a Jeopardy one. I don't think I was gonna make it history questions.
Now we're gonna just do
Sports
Jeopardy
questions.
every week now. It is time for locks and upsets, and I am going to play a little bit of a flipperoo here. I think it'd be fun to switch it up and go upsets first. Whoa.
No, I'm going to do my lock first. So for my lock, I'm going to take a lot of good games this weekend, but I'm going to take Toronto Ultra over Boston Breach in the Call of Duty League.
That sounds okay.
Oh, you're not calling esports a sport? You try sitting in a chair for several hours at a time looking at a screen.
That's what I'm doing right
Good luck, buddy.
now. Okay.
I've also taken esports before, and you didn't complain.
No, true. Okay.
All right, I'm taking the Orioles over the Blue Jays on Tuesday, the 14th.
You can't. That's when we record.
Well, no, I'm saying I won't pick them that day because I like.
Oh, because I said Tuesday.
Yes. As in what day of the week? Yeah, we record on Tuesday, sure, but I don't pick games. I pick games after Thursday because that's when the show comes out.
Okay, but here's my next thing. Well, let me see.
Is it a 1 o'clock game?
No, it's a 6 o'clock game. We record at 9 pretty much every single time.
I'm okay with it.
All right, fine.
Why does it matter if we record that day? I'm picking it now.
I'm
We're not
going.
gonna put it off just because you picked the late.
I'm going with the Phillies over the Marlins on Sunday, the 12th. I'm going Phillies over the Marlins. All right, for our upsets, what do we got? I'll go first. So I'm going to go with the Nuggets defeating the Timberwolves to hang on in Game 3 on Friday.
I figured we were gonna go back down the line.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, so Liam, what's your upset?
No, it's my turn. Robert, me. I was thinking something along a similar line, but I was going to pick the Saturday game with the Cavs over the Celtics.
No, you're
They
not.
pull one away from the Celtics.
That's crazy.
Just one.
I'm gonna take the Mets over the Cardinals on Wednesday.
The Mets are the underdog?
Correct.
Who
That
said
makes
that
sense.
line?
Plus 142. It's actually pretty substantial.
Why? Who's pitching?
Quintana, Sonny Gray's on the bump for the Cards.
Okay, that explains it.
All right. So, I'd like to thank you all for listening. You can follow us on our socials at Dear Hollow Heroes, and you can also email us through dearhollowheroes@gmail.com. Message us and let us know what you think of the topics we discussed. Give us a take your own, a comment, a complaint, anything you want. I also like to always thank Liam Meekum, Meekman Liam Meekum, and Robespierre Rob Kelly. I'm just Ben Petrick, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week.
One last time. Welcome.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Hello.
You've been stealing jokes from me all day.
Goodbye.
I have. Because I'm better at jokes than you.
I'm better at Jeopardy.
Sorry, I talk to women.